Good credit is important for life. It helps you get loans, which in turn help you buy a house or a car. On the flip side, bad credit means higher interest rates. Good credit can also help you save money on everyday expenses. It can lower your insurance premiums and even improve your chances of getting a job. Maintaining good credit is essential for financial stability and peace of mind. The Fair Credit Reporting Act, or FCRA, is a law that protects you from unfair credit reporting. It ensures that the information in your credit report is accurate, complete, and private. You have the right to see your credit report, and you can request a free copy of your credit report from each of the 3 major credit reporting agencies once every 12 months. If you find any errors on your report, you have the right to dispute them. The credit reporting agency must investigate your dispute within 30 days. Once the investigation is complete, the agency must correct any inaccuracies. Understanding your rights under the FCRA can help you maintain a healthy credit profile and protect your financial future. Check your credit report regularly. If you find any errors, make sure to dispute them. Pay your bills on time every time. And don't use too much of your available credit. Monitor your credit score to track your progress. Set financial goals and create a budget to manage your spending. Consider consulting a financial advisor for personalized advice. Use credit monitoring services to stay informed about changes. Good credit saves you money. You get lower interest rates on loans and have more negotiating power. Start building your good credit today. To achieve financial freedom, start by creating a budget and sticking to it. Track your expenses and find areas where you can cut back. Pay off high-interest debt first and consider consolidating your debts to make payments more manageable. Always make payments on time to avoid penalties. Regularly check your credit report for errors and dispute any inaccuracies. A clean credit report can significantly boost your credit score. Build an emergency fund to cover unexpected expenses. Aim to save at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. Invest in your future by contributing to retirement accounts and exploring other investment opportunities. Diversify your investments to minimize risk. Financial freedom is a journey, not a destination. Stay committed to your financial goals and adjust your plan as needed. You can achieve financial freedom with discipline and perseverance. Gap 2S. Your credit score doesn't just affect your ability to secure loans, it also plays a significant role in many other aspects of your life. Gap 2S. Did you know that many employers check credit scores during the hiring process? A good credit score can enhance your employment opportunities, while a poor one may limit them. Gap 2S. Insurance companies also use credit scores to determine your premiums. A higher credit score often translates to lower insurance rates, saving you money on your policies. Gap 2S. Landlords frequently check credit scores before renting out properties. A strong credit score can make it easier to secure a desirable rental property. Gap 2S. Even utility companies may check your credit score. A good score can help you avoid deposits and receive better terms. Gap 2S. As you can see, maintaining a good credit score is crucial not just for your financial health, but for your overall quality of life. Gap 2S. By taking steps to improve and maintain your credit score, you open up a world of opportunities and benefits that extend far beyond just borrowing money. Gap 2S. Remember, your credit score is a reflection of your financial responsibility. Keep it healthy, and it will serve you well in many areas of your life. Gap 2S. Gap 2S. Now that we've explored the broad impact of credit scores, let's dive into a detailed guide on how to improve your credit score. Gap 2S. Improving your credit score may seem daunting, but with specific actions and a clear timeline, it's entirely achievable. Gap 2S. Step 1. Check your credit report. Gap 2S. The first step is to obtain a copy of your credit report from all 3 major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Gap 2S. Review these reports carefully for any errors or discrepancies. Gap 2S. If you find any inaccuracies, dispute them immediately. Gap 2S. This process can take up to 30 days, so be patient but persistent. Gap 2S. Step 2. Pay down balances. Gap 2S. High credit card balances can negatively impact your credit score. Gap 2S. Aim to pay down your balances to below 30% of your credit limit. Gap 2S. Set a target to reduce your debt over the next 3 to 6 months. Gap 2S. Create a budget to allocate more funds towards paying off high-interest debt first. Gap 2S. Step 3. Make timely payments. Gap 2S. Your payment history accounts for 35% of your credit score. Gap 2S. Set up automatic payments or reminders to ensure you never miss a due date. Gap 2S. Consistently making on-time payments will start to positively impact your score within 2 to 3 months. Gap 2S. Step 4. Diversify your credit mix. Gap 2S. Having a mix of different types of credit, such as credit cards, installment loans, and mortgages, can improve your score. Gap 2S. If you only have one type of credit, consider adding another type, but do so cautiously. Gap 2S. Take this step over the course of 6 months to a year. Gap 2S. Step 5. Avoid new credit inquiries. Gap 2S. Each time you apply for new credit, a hard inquiry is recorded on your report, which can temporarily lower your score. Gap 2S. Limit new credit applications and focus on managing your existing credit responsibly. Gap 2S. This strategy will help stabilize your score over the next 6 to 12 months. Gap 2S. Step 6. Keep older accounts open. Gap 2S. The length of your credit history contributes to your score. Gap 2S. Keep older accounts open even if you rarely use them. Gap 2S. This will help build a longer credit history over time. Gap 2S. Step 7. Monitor your progress. Gap 2S. Regularly check your credit score to monitor your progress. Gap 2S. Many financial institutions offer free credit score monitoring services. Gap 2S. Track your improvements and adjust your strategies as needed. Gap 2S. By following these steps and maintaining disciplined financial habits, you can see a significant improvement in your credit score within 6 months to a year. Gap 2S. Remember, improving your credit score is a marathon, not a sprint. Gap 2S. Stay committed, and you'll reap the benefits in the long run. Gap 2S. Gap 2S. Thank you for watching, and take charge of your financial future today. Gap 2S. Gap 2S. Now that we've covered a step-by-step guide to improving your credit score, let's address some common myths and misconceptions about credit repair. Gap 2S. It's important to separate fact from fiction to avoid unnecessary pitfalls on your journey to better credit. Gap 2S. Myth 1. Closing old accounts improves your credit score. Gap 2S. Many believe that closing old, unused credit accounts will improve their score. Gap 2S. In reality, closing these accounts can hurt your score by reducing your overall credit history length and available credit. Gap 2S. It's often better to keep these accounts open, even if you don't use them regularly. Gap 2S. Myth 2. Paying off collections removes them from your credit report. Gap 2S. Another common misconception is that paying off a collection account will automatically remove it from your credit report. Gap 2S. While paying off collections is beneficial, the account will still appear on your report for up to 7 years. Gap 2S. However, a paid collection is better than an unpaid one when it comes to your credit score. Gap 2S. Myth 3. You only have one credit score. Gap 2S. Many people think they have a single credit score, but in reality, you have multiple scores from different credit bureaus and scoring models. Gap 2S. These scores can vary slightly based on the information each bureau has and the specific scoring model used. Gap 2S. Myth 4. Checking your credit report hurts your score. Gap 2S. Some believe that checking their own credit report will negatively impact their score. Gap 2S. This is false. Gap 2S. Checking your own credit report is considered a soft inquiry and does not affect your score. Gap 2S. In fact, regularly monitoring your credit is a good practice. Gap 2S. Myth 5. Credit repair companies can instantly fix your credit. Gap 2S. Beware of any company that promises instant results or guarantees a specific score increase. Gap 2S. Credit repair is a gradual process that requires patience and consistent effort. Gap 2S. While professional advice can be helpful, no one can legally remove accurate negative information from your credit report. Gap 2S. Myth 6. Only people with bad credit need to worry about their credit score. Gap 2S. Even if you have good credit, it's important to maintain healthy credit habits. Gap 2S. Your credit score can affect various aspects of your life, from getting the best interest rates to job opportunities. Gap 2S. Proactively managing your credit is beneficial for everyone. Gap 2S. By debunking these myths, we hope to empower you with accurate information to take control of your credit journey. Gap 2S. Remember, knowledge is power, and understanding the truth about credit repair can set you on the right path. Gap 2S. Thank you for watching, and keep striving for financial success. Gap 2S. Gap 2S. Now that we've debunked some common credit repair myths, let's shift our focus to real-life success stories. Gap 2S. These inspiring tales demonstrate that with dedication and the right approach, anyone can improve their credit score and achieve financial freedom. Gap 2S. Story 1. Sarah's journey to homeownership. Gap 2S. Sarah, a single mother of two, was struggling with a low credit score due to medical bills and credit card debt. Gap 2S. Determined to buy a home for her family, she started by requesting her credit reports and identifying errors. Gap 2S. Sarah then negotiated payment plans with her creditors and focused on paying down high-interest debts first. Gap 2S. Within 2 years, Sarah's credit score improved significantly and she was able to secure a mortgage and buy her dream home. Gap 2S. Story 2. John's path to financial stability. Gap 2S. John, a recent college graduate, found himself burdened with student loans and credit card debt. Gap 2S. He decided to take control of his financial future by creating a strict budget and prioritizing his debt payments. Gap 2S. John also utilized credit counseling services to learn better money management techniques. Gap 2S. Over time, his diligent efforts paid off, and John's credit score saw a remarkable increase, allowing him to qualify for better loan terms and interest rates. Gap 2S. Story 3. Maria and David's credit makeover. Gap 2S. Maria and David, a young couple, wanted to start a family but were held back by their poor credit scores. Gap 2S. They began by educating themselves about credit and setting realistic financial goals. Gap 2S. The couple used a secured credit card to rebuild their credit history and made sure to pay off their balance in full each month. Gap 2S. They also avoided new debt and focused on saving for their future. Gap 2S. Within 3 years, Maria and David's credit scores improved dramatically, allowing them to secure a loan for their first home and start their family with confidence. Gap 2S. These stories are a testament to the power of persistence and smart financial planning. Gap 2S. Remember, improving your credit score is a journey, not a sprint. Gap 2S. With the right strategies and a positive mindset, you too can achieve your financial goals. Gap 2S. Keep striving, stay informed, and never give up on your path to financial success. Gap 2S. Thank you for watching, and we wish you the best on your credit repair journey. Gap 2S. Gap 2S. We hope Sarah, John, and Maria and David's stories have inspired you on your credit repair journey. Gap 2S. Now let's provide you with some additional resources and tools to help you along the way. Gap 2S. Taking advantage of these resources can provide you with the knowledge and support you need to successfully improve your credit score. Gap 2S. First, let's talk about websites. Gap 2S. One invaluable resource is annualcreditreport.com, where you can request a free copy of your credit report from each of the 3 major credit bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Gap 2S. Another helpful site is creditkarma.com, which offers free credit score monitoring and personalized recommendations. Gap 2S. For those looking for additional financial education, mafico.com provides in-depth information about credit scores and how they're calculated. Gap 2S. Books can also be a great way to deepen your understanding of credit and personal finance. Gap 2S. Your Score and Insider Secrets to Understanding, Controlling, and Protecting Your Credit Score by Anthony Davenport is a must-read. Gap 2S. Another excellent choice is The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, which offers practical advice for managing your finances and paying off debt. Gap 2S. In addition to online resources and books, consider seeking the guidance of a financial advisor or credit counselor. Gap 2S. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling, NFCC, is a reputable organization that can connect you with certified credit counselors who offer personalized advice and support. Gap 2S. Many local nonprofits also offer free or low-cost financial counseling services. Gap 2S. Finally, don't underestimate the power of community. Gap 2S. Online forums and social media groups focused on credit repair can provide you with encouragement, tips, and shared experiences from others who are on the same journey. Gap 2S. Remember, improving your credit score is a marathon, not a sprint. Gap 2S. With these resources and tools at your disposal, you're well equipped to take control of your financial future. Gap 2S. Thank you for watching, and we wish you success on your path to financial freedom. Gap 2S.